Hi, Run Your Story family. This is Allison Gilliard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And I want to give a special shout out to our friends at Wagner's Run Walk and at Wagner's Team Sports for giving us the introduction to Anna Arsenault and Iron Tribe. What an amazing human being. And so this was all possible because of Wagner. So thank you guys so much for what you do in the Tuscaloosa area, and thank you so much for what you do with Run Your Story. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys so much. Guys, you're going to love Anna. If you've ever wanted to sit down with a woman who is passionate about not only fitness, but nutrition, and also the reminder of how important it is to do things with your kids on the active side and to teach our kids healthy habits, Anna is your person. She is your go-to. Guys, she has done so many Spartan races. She has ran trails. She has ran roads. She is the creator of Mom Strong. She's done Kids Strong. She is a mom who has instilled in her own kids the importance of health and the importance of taking care of your body, not only on the physical side, but also the spiritual side. She also has a heart for the Wagner's Turkey Trot, which we got to go do, and she talks about it and the importance of that race and what it does to benefit the community. So you guys are gonna love that. You guys are in for such a treat with Anna. She's an amazing human being, and thank you, Anna, so much for sharing your story. She was incredibly busy and very gracious to sit down with us at Iron Tribe. What a very cool place to be able to sit down and to share her story than in the gym. It was so much fun. So thank you, Anna, for sharing your story, for sharing your heart and the passion you have, not only for adults, but also for kids to have not only good childhood, but a long and healthy life as well, and creating those memories with their families. Absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Anna, so much for your story. And speaking of stories, sometimes in people's chapters, they get told that they have cancer. And I have been unfortunately blessed. And I do say unfortunately because I'm not the one battling it, but I've had friends that do, and they are true warriors. They are battling wholeheartedly. And so a special shout out to Marty and to Jamie for taking on cancer. You guys are my inspiration. They are doing it with full throttle and with their spirits just impacting others. And so that being said, Fighting with Hope is our podcast partner and the nonprofit for this month. We adore Fighting with Hope in our family. It's a very near and dear cause to our hearts. Guys, over 1,000 boxes have been sent to friends, to neighbors, to family, literally all over the world that have been given the cancer diagnosis and reached out and got a box. The chemo boxes offer practical supplies, goodies, encouragement, and best of all, and most importantly, hope. Each box comes with an uplifting card containing tips and advice on dealing with chemotherapy, encouragement from scripture, practical supplies, and a little extra goodies, and everything that our friend Emily went through and thought of during her chemo. Guys, it's so that your person that's battling cancer knows that they are not doing this alone. These are more than chemo boxes. These are hope boxes. And we love Fighting with Hope. We believe in this mission. We believe in this cause. And it's very near. And this is the perfect time. If you have somebody that you're like, I don't quite know who to get something for Christmas, make a donation on their behalf to fightingwithhope.com. Send a friend a chemo box that needs one. As a running community, come together and say, hey, let's chip in and let's all give a gift. The boxes are around $2.50. And because there's so much in there that is packed full, from water bottles to books to anything and everything. And there's something for women, there's something for men, and unfortunately also something for kids. And so this is something that is needed. And this all started because of my dear friend Emily and her incredible legacy that she has left behind. And we want to carry that light with us. So Fighting with Hope, Christmas is full of hope and new beginnings. And for all of those that are fighting cancer, we love you. You are not alone. You've got this. You are the biggest warrior there is, and we are rooting for you. With that being said, guys, get ready, get set, and go run with my friend Anna and her run story. Well, thanks, Anna, for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Super excited. We're here at Iron Tribe. Super cool because it is right next to our friends at Wagner's at their headquarters. And that's how we got connected.
Yeah.
Our friend Tammy was like, you got to interview Anna.
Oh,
So
Tammy's amazing.
I love it. I love it. So I'm really excited because I know nothing about you other than we're here in a gym, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And that you run. That's it. So how did we get here? What's your run story?
Oh, gosh. So my first memories of running, my dad was in the Army. So I moved all around the world. And out of the 5 of us, I was one of 5, the one that showed the most interest in any kind of exercise or fitness. And I think that's where I also felt like I was bonding with my dad. So he had PT in the mornings. And so I would get up with him and he would let me run behind the soldiers. And so my first memory of that is watching their feet and thinking to myself, if I can pick up my feet the same cadence as them, then I could keep up. Oh, and I can remember my dad taking me on runs. And also my stepmom, she would also take me on. She's like a speed walker. She was so fast. And I remember my little legs trying to keep up with her. And she would say, move your legs, move your legs. And so just that, I think my parents growing up were just really into, I just wanted to be with them and do what they were doing. And they would say, okay, like my mom I'm talking about, she would say, okay, run to that stop sign and wait for me. And she would speed walk. And then I would wait for it. And so that's, I think, how I developed a love for any sort of fitness.
I love that. I'm just picturing little Anna with little legs going behind shoulders. Like, so with that memory, do you have a favorite base that you enjoyed running on?
Oh, gosh. Well, we spent a lot of time in California, and I have great memories of just being a little kid in rollerblades. And that was like the thing. I still have rollerblades in my office, but rollerblading was like all the cool girls did it. So I think being in Southern California was just like a great childhood memory for me. And just, I felt like it was a really happy time and a lot of outdoor time, and it's beautiful. So, and we've lived a lot of really amazing places. So I feel really blessed to have gotten to do that in my life.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Your first running memory is running behind soldiers.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Definitely those memories. And it all wraps together because I just remember it doesn't every kid like want time with their parents. And so especially when you come from a big family, you have to find your niche. And I felt that was where I got seen, I think. And so when you're a kid and you want to be seen, I think you exaggerate those things. And so those things got exaggerated for me in my life because my parents would comment on, oh, you're fast when I swam. So I remember my parents saying, oh, you're such a fast swimmer. You can do so many sit-ups. And so I, of course, then wanted to show that I could do so many.
You're like, oh yeah, watch this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, watch this. And that's how I felt with fitness with my parents. So,
So how did we get here to Iron Tribe? That you're a coach.
Yeah. So I'm part owner of Iron Tribe, manage the gym, and I also coach. So I'm going on almost 10 years next year. I think it will be 10 years here at Iron Tribe, but it goes way back. So I was working for a Spartan race, the obstacle course for Joe DeSena, that company. I was working with them doing a lot of Spartan races. I had several sponsors at the time doing obstacle course racing, and I had my business called Mom Strong Fitness.
That's cool.
So I have 4 kids, and so they were all little, and I homeschooled them, and I did a lot of boot camps, a lot of online stuff. It was before fitness influencers were a thing. So I'd like to take some credit for that.
Absolutely, as you should. Well deserved, as you should.
But I do remember it was like Under Armour was the first ones that started doing it with the What's Beautiful campaign, and I worked with them on that. And so it was like really exciting time because my kids were really little and fitness influencers were just gaining ground. And so I was picking up sponsors and things like that because I had a huge following on social media, and it was all geared towards moms with kids. That was my niche. So I loved doing that. My kids were really involved. They had a little YouTube channel called Kids Strong, and it was really sweet. And we would do all kinds of fun videos. And my oldest son, Jack, would write workouts for his sisters. So that's, I love that. Yeah, it was really sweet. So those were like sweet times when they were little. Like I really missed those times. And so it started there, and I was obstacle course racing, and I ended up tearing my shoulder pretty bad. And so I saw where Wagner's was actually hiring. They were looking for an assistant manager, and I felt like that was like a good way to supplement some income and also still be in the community of fitness while I was rehabbing my shoulder to get back to racing. So I interviewed for that and got hired on, and then within a few weeks ended up taking the manager position. So then I was working at Wagner's for a while. as manager, and then got moved into more of a operations position. And then Matt Wagner, who obviously you guys know through Wagner's, was looking at purchasing Iron Tribe with some other people. And we discussed me coming over and working with their coaches and just doing some consulting and things like that. And then it just snowballed into eventually I came on as manager and then part owner. And so that was about 10 years ago. So now still at Iron Tribe. And I get to help do some things with races and stuff now, but like we do the turkey trot and I help with that. But yeah, that's how I ended up here.
That's amazing.
It's a long story.
But I love that. I love how it's just all just come together full circle.
Yeah. And I feel like it's definitely a progression with my age too, because when I was younger and my kids were little, it was just different. I was able to be home with them more and I could travel for races and then be home during the week with them. And it also fit into a training schedule because I could get up before they woke up, go to the gym or go for these long runs and then get home and still have time with them. And then in the evening, if I wanted to do some more training, I was able to do it in the kitchen or wherever.
And your kids were there too. They were like, we're going to do this too. And we're going to write workouts for each other.
Oh, yeah. And my kids did a lot of running as well. So they all have run half marathons. My youngest, her first one was when she was 6. Wow. So, yeah, my kids have all done multiple races and stuff. They don't love running now. I think I burn them out on it, but they will do it, but they don't love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there have been some lessons that you've learned from hitting the pavement. What are some of those?
I think that the first mile is always the hardest. And I think that applies to life as well, where when you are facing anything, just getting out there and taking those first few steps hurt the worst. They're the hardest emotionally. You wonder, why do we do this? And then if you can just get through that first mile, and maybe it's not a mile for you, maybe it's 400 meters for you, whatever it is that for you. For me, I always think that the first mile is always the hardest. And if I can get past that first mile, my mind settles, my body settles, and then I feel like I can move for a long time. So that is my lesson.
That is a great one. And I second that first mile.
Yeah, it's so hard. And I think your mental state is like, why you get going and you start feeling everything and you're like, why do I do this? And when you're done, you remember why you do it. But when you're starting off, it's scary and painful.
Absolutely.
And usually it's some weird time of the day. If you're training for something, most people go really early in the morning and you're wondering why you're not in bed and everybody else is. So.
Yeah. Or you're like, why do I have to wear this lighted vest? Because it's still dark outside.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Do you have a favorite race?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. The ones that stick out the most to me, can I have a few?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your story, and you can have as many as you want.
So when I just mentioned the turkey trot, I don't even race that. I just help with it. So I do the emceeing of it, and I get to be a part of putting it together. And it's the charity that we use for that is Magic Moments. And so Magic Moments is dear to my heart. My daughter was a recipient of Magic Moments, which is an Alabama-based charity that gives wishes to children that live with illnesses. And so getting the last few years to be a part of raising money for that has been very special to me. My daughters and my son and all their friends dress up as princesses and Spider-Man and all that stuff for the kids, and we make it very neat. And I love, it's gotten really big. It's gotten bigger and bigger, and obviously the team at Wagner's has done an incredible job of getting that just bigger throughout the city. So I love that race. I look forward to it every year just because getting to talk about Magic Moments publicly is really special to me.
Absolutely. And who doesn't love coming across the finish line and seeing little kids and princesses and Spider-Man?
It's rad. And a lot of times Magic Moments, kids get to pick what they want, but often it is Disney because you're little kids. And so families, and it's not just the kid, it's all the siblings. So we, 2 years ago, surprised a local kid, and he had 20 siblings or something crazy. Is a family that adopted and did foster care. And he was an adopted child. And my kids all dressed up, all my daughters were princesses, and my son dressed as Spider-Man. And we got to present their whole family. So it's really neat. So it takes a lot of money to send these families on these incredible trips. And they fly them there and everything. So I love that. So that to me is really special. And because I feel a little bit like I'm retired from a lot of athleticism, it's on the other side of it now. It's like where you get to coach people and you get to build these races is something that I didn't realize would be such a blessing to me as well. But as far as like my own athleticism, Spartan race has championships at the end. So if you run in the competitive heat or the elite, which is when I used to do it, it was called the elite wave. If you place in the top, you get invited to the championships, or they did it for a while where you got a coin. So if you were in the top, whatever, they would give you a Spartan coin, and that was your invitation to Worlds.
Whoa.
So to receive a coin was really neat because you train, and then you would get this coin, and then you get invited to Worlds. And at the time for me, I was sponsored, so my sponsors would pay for me to go to these places and stuff. So there's two that I was in. One is in Killington, Vermont, which is where Joe DeSena is from, and his wife Courtney. And so they have races up there. And that is one of the hardest courses that is known for Spartan. And it is incredibly cold, incredibly hard, and you have to have a whole lot of mental toughness. And so to cross that finish line is pretty special. So that one, and then there was one in Lake Tahoe that was also just, I can remember like feeling hypothermic, and if the medics touch you or they give you any kind of aid, you're out. And so you have to decide. And so there's a lot of preparation if you were to do an ultra race or anything like that, because they're long and they're cold and you're going to spend a lot of hours out in the woods and the mountains. So those two Spartan World Championships were really special. And my brother and my dad came out for that one. And after I crossed the finish line, a pretty intense emotional release of boo-hooing.
Sure. Yeah.
And so to have family there was really nice to have
Absolutely.
that connection at the end was good. So those two, I think, are pretty big ones for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, they're neat. They're like good memories.
Yeah.
It's like fun. And I remember my kids would always, I'd call and check in after I race, and they'd go, "Did you win?" And be like, "No idea. No, I didn't win. No, like
I won my own race.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like you go to Chattanooga to run a marathon, and the kids are like, "Did you win?" I'm like, "No, I got 927 or something."
I got this medal. Back out.
Banana. Yeah. But,
I love that.
yeah, so those were always fun.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the flip side of that, is there a race that you're like, I will never do again?
I don't want to call like publicly out races that, because I know what it takes. Being on the side of it now, like putting together events.
Sure.
I would never want to say, "Oh, this specific race did a terrible job," because I would be just devastated if someone did that to me. And knowing when you're a director of a race or an event, how hard it is and how many things that go into that is. So I think that all of them really are trying, but there have been some that I think like I probably would pay to do that again. Typically, I think all runners think if the course is measured wrong, you're always like, "What the?" And then things that like if they like don't have water, the water stations, and you hear of races running out of water, and you're like, "Oh man, how'd that happen?" So stuff like that. But I don't know. I think I try to be. Again, as I've gotten older, I try to be way more gracious about things like that.
Sure.
Like, these things happen. It's human error. So I don't think there's a particular race I would say I'll never do that again. But I've gone through stages of doing all kinds of things: obstacle racing, road racing, triathlons, all kinds of stuff. And I think there's fun in all of it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So
Great perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything.
Let's talk about routine.
Okay.
Do you have a pre-race routine / food that you like?
Yeah. So depending on the length or the style of race, back when I was doing Spartans like once a month, I was going and doing 3 about once a month. The longer races, I always had a Camelback, and I would bring frozen grapes, things like that, because you have to fuel during. My stomach would never, ever do well with the blocks or goos or anything like that. I just can't handle them. I know a lot of people love them. We sold them in the store, but I had to go a little bit more natural route. I would freeze peanut butter and jellies before they had Uncrustables. And put them in my bag and things like that, frozen grapes, stuff like that. I did a marathon with my best friend Mira. She wanted to do a marathon. I had done several. And so I was like, okay, we're going to do it. So we trained together, which was a really, obviously, if you've done training for things, the training's always really the fun part. And so we spent a lot of time together. And I knew that she, from some of her habits that I saw at training, I knew that she would have a point where she was going to have a little bit of a mental breakdown. And so
That's fair.
At that halfway point, I pulled out a lollipop for her. And she was like about to be like, "I don't know if I can do this." And so I was like, but yes, you can. Here's a lollipop.
Did it work?
Yeah, because she kind of was very laughed at me.
Yeah.
So always little like treats almost. It's like giving yourself a reward for reaching a certain point, I think is really fun in a race.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. Some people like gum. Some people but eat quick sugars are always going to give you that, whatever it is. It's like having an electrolyte and a quick sugar is going to be good for you if you're on especially a long endurance race. Shorter races, I just do the same thing.
Sure.
Joe DeSena talks about in his book in Spartan Up. If you haven't read it, it's a great book to read.
Okay.
He has two. The first one, he talks about, someone asked him a question about, because he does all these insane races. He talks about, oh, do you carb load? Do you do this? Do you do that? And he's like a firm believer with like, why would I carb load before a race if I didn't carb load through my training?
Yeah.
And that's such a good point of like, why am I going to go eat a bowl of spaghetti the night before my race if I haven't done that at all? It's like, don't change your shoes. All the same things. Don't change your nutrition. So I just eat the same as I always would. Obviously, if I'm watching my calorie intake and stuff like that, I might add a little more calories. But I'm big, just Pop-Tart, peanut butter toast.
Like it.
Yeah, super simple. Half a banana if it's a short race. Protein shake after. Simple.
I like it.
I'm a coffee drinker, not a. I don't do pre-workout.
Yeah.
Coffee drinker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. You cross the finish line. Do you have a post-race routine that you like to do?
I usually cry.
Okay. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm an emotional.
Love that. I love
yes, girl. Oh, it's embarrassing, but it's like, so this started when I was a little girl. I was a swimmer and I loved to swim. And my mom that I was talking about earlier, she would say, like, right before a race, I was like 5 or 4. My parents had me on the swim team, which awesome, right? And I would get so nervous and so anxious. I'd be like shaking and I would start panicking. And my mom would go, just go, 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 go. And I would just swim as fast as I could. And then I'd get out and I was fine. And so I think it comes from that. It's like the nervous energy that builds up inside you before you do anything. And my daughters do theater and they're right before, they're like, oh my gosh. And then it's like, get out there and you just do your thing. And so, but now it's switched where I'm like a little more calm before because I probably experienced. And then after, if it's something that's like really just your body, it's so much endorphins. And then it's like you're done and you get to like kind of release us. And so I was a little bit of a basket case crying.
I love that. But yeah, I love that because I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because especially there's this one race, Battleship 12K.
Yeah.
It's my absolute favorite. Every time I cross the finish line, I get emotional at this race.
Yeah.
It comes once a year.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not a crazy hard race.
No.
But it's just something about this race that I'm like, it is just so special.
Yeah.
It's so patriotic. I usually get to run it with friends because I ran it for several years by myself.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, when you have that person that you get to run with and you're
it's so
talking,
special.
it's
Yeah.
so special.
Yeah.
And you cross, I think I just have this heart of gratitude that I'm like, I'm just so thankful that I get to do
You
this.
get to do this, yeah.
And then, oh yeah, girl, my first marathon, it was,
Yeah.
I was a mess.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just that day of the race either. It's like months of building up.
Absolutely.
To that. And so you've built up and you've challenged yourself to do something hard and then you do it and then suddenly it's over. So there's a lot of emotions that's happening. You're sad it's over. You're so grateful. You're able-bodied. All the things that are there. It just kind of release. So I guess that's a little bit of like my post-race emotion. And then it's just like typical recovery.
Okay.
Stretching. I know people love ice baths. My daughter and son both love them, and I'm like, I spent too many years in cold water, so I can do it, but I don't love it. I believe in all the good recovery and all that, mobility, things like that. I eat a big meal if your stomach allows for it, and hang out with your friends, celebrate, and then rest and sign up for something else.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
You're like, once you thought of that, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what? What else can we do, guys?
Yeah, because you just want. If you get that high from that race, you definitely want another one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Do you have a favorite running memory? Like when you think about running and you think about this memory, it just makes you smile.
Off the top of my head, I think always gonna be running with my kids. We did several races together. Tuscaloosa half marathon we've all done together.
Have you
Different
really?
times, yeah.
Okay.
When they were little. And like I was when I was a little girl, wanting to spend time with my parents, doing things that they like to do. I saw that in my kids. They knew that's what I like to do and where I was going to be. And so they knew that to be with mom, I'm going to do the things that she does. And I think that's special. Also, I think, and I say this to young parents a lot, if you want your children to open up to you, do something hard with them. Because they become very vulnerable and they start talking when they're tired and when they're suffering. And my kids, when they were little, shared with me the most on those running, after running, in the parking lot stretching, when you're going to get the post-race milkshake or whatever. And it wasn't really the races, it was the going out and doing something together. And whether that was Spartan or just working out at home or training for races. But I've got some special pictures and things like that. I'm trying to take selfies with them all behind me and things like that. And I just, with the dog and the kids, and it was really special. So I think anything like that, some really cherished memories of when my kids were little running with me.
I adore that.
Yeah.
And I love that is such sage advice right there. Do something hard with your kids.
Yeah. Push them.
Man.
And even that could be walking. It depends on your kid's fitness level. But I definitely think you grow close with people. And that's why I think a running community or fitness communities are so special and are so close. And it's why like churches, people that are in small groups are together is because they're sharing their hardships with each other.
Yeah.
And when you're in the gym, it's like you immediately, or you're running, you immediately do something hard at the same time. And so you're experiencing something hard together. And so then it just gives you this vulnerability to open up. So I think if you want, I believe getting close to your kids is really important when you're doing something hard together.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. Okay. What is your absolute favorite running item? Will not hit the pavement without this item. And you can't say your kids.
That's like the shoes. Ponytail holder.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, I have an answer. That's a really good answer. Okay.
Definitely. I'm a big picture person, not a little picture person. And I was known for being at the front of a Spartan race, about to go, asking the ladies in the spectator thing for a ponytail holder, because I would get out there and not have one. So definitely, like, you don't want to race with your hair down. And if people do it, or there's photos of them, it was probably a photo shoot, because nobody's doing that. And then I would say like a watch or something, but I like my watch, but I'm not like, I don't have to have it. I'm definitely a Belega sock. I love my Belega socks. That's what I wear every day for everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been wearing Belega socks since the beginning.
Sure. There you go. Hey.
So
absolutely.
they're like not cheap, but they're worth it. And they're let's go Belega sock.
Belega socks and ponytail holder. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are two good answers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Running shoes. What do you like to run in?
Oh my gosh. Because obviously I worked in running specialty for a long time, I have gone through every running shoe.
And how fun was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was really fun. It's fun to go and see the new stuff too, especially if you're like really into it. If you're a running nerd and you love all the stuff, which I did at the time. I don't care as much about it anymore, but I'm not like, oh, I'm a Hoka girl. Oh, I'm an Asics girl. And so I think I ran my very first half marathon and then Nike free or something, because I was like, I didn't know it was like I didn't know anything about running.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I had like Superwoman socks on. I had blisters.
The cotton?
Black toenails. And good thing I was young, because that probably would have crippled me now. But yeah, but then you also think about, like, obviously I love running shoes. I think they're super important. But if you go back to, like, I have this friend who's from Africa. His name's Ike, and he actually works for the Portland NBA team now. But like, he has a shoe charity, and he sends shoes back home to his village. And one of the things he talks about is these little kids are out there playing soccer and basketball and doing all the things. I'm like, they don't care about shoes. You know what I mean? Like, they're so excited to play. I think we're super blessed to have incredible footwear here. And I don't want to run marathons barefooted or anything like that. But I also like, just don't let something like a shoe keep you from doing something. You know what I mean?
That's
like, go
good.
do it. Go like find a way. Like, I can remember when I had young kids and I had a grocery budget, and I would save my very first pair of Wagner shoes I bought at Wagner's when I was like started running after I had my kids. Was like, I saved a little bit of my grocery budget each month so that I could go buy the shoes because I really wanted to train. And so there's ways to figure out shoes. And if you really want to go run, you're going to run. But if I had to pick one, I ran mostly everything that's not obstacle course racing and a Brooks Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obstacle course racing, You gotta have
The traction, the trail.
You
Absolutely.
want even the vents in them that squeeze the mud and the water out. I wore an Innovate for a long time, and then I think I know what I had after that. But Spartan had their own shoe for a long time, and so they gave it out to their Spartan people. But I don't think they make it anymore. It was made by Reebok, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Reebok.
yeah. It was plasticky, but it was fine. It worked. We all thought they were cool. It
Absolutely.
was sponsored by.
Because you're also like, who else has got this shoe?
Yeah, it was cool. It felt cool. It felt cool when it first started. And, who doesn't feel cool when they get, like, cool gear?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Superwoman.
Yeah, it's like you're part of a team. And,
Absolutely.
like, your sponsors are sending you stuff. And now that happens a lot. But back in the day, like, when I'm a young mom and I was getting,
Absolutely.
I was, like, doing the box unveiling for social media.
Did you ever listen to music when you run?
Yes.
Okay.
So I had signed up, I think it was like, I used to not, because I used to have people running with me a lot of times, and that's when I would talk with girlfriends or my kids and stuff like that. So if I was by myself, I would listen to some music. My biggest music memory with a race was I signed up for a race here at Lake Burlene, and it was, I can't even remember what it's called, because there's like several I've done out there, like the Toshka, the Alec Wheeler. There were several. Alec Wheeler was a triathlon, I think. But anyway, this was like a long trail race, and it was really cold, and I had not done any training. It was a last minute decision, and I forced some of my friends, I think, to come out there and volunteer at the race and stuff like that. Anyway, it was freezing for Alabama. And this album had come out, is the Jesus Culture album, and it was, the main song on it was Oh Happy Day. I don't know if you know that, but anyway, it was like really popular at the time. But that whole album is still one of my favorite albums. And it's got, I don't know, like 10 songs on it. And it's got a lot of really good, just like worship music, but like kind of upbeat worship.
Yeah.
And so I listened to that probably 3 or 4 times. Like, it was just repeat. And I can remember just feeling like I was floating on that race. And I think the music really had a huge part of that for me, because the album was so powerful to me.
Absolutely.
So I still love that album.
Oh, I love a good playlist. And so like right now my running playlist, I think I'm almost at a full 24 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
So
if you like worship music, it's a great one. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm as funny with music though, because I can go from Drake to Tool to Jesus Culture. So it's like really weird. It's like Rihanna, and then so it's every typical girl, I guess. But yeah, so there's like a lot of mixture. But
No, yeah, listen, I have some Skillet and some Carrie Underwood.
yeah,
So
yes, yeah, that's like me with Garth Brooks and 9 Inch Nails.
there we are.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay. Let's talk about recovery, especially here in the gym too, not just running. So do you personally have a favorite recovery tool, or is there a favorite recovery tool that you like to tell people, hey, use this?
I have a cupping certification, so I do, like, my daughter's a big basketball player, so I'll do that to her sometimes when she's got some stuff. I have a chiropractor here. He's actually a gym member. He's wonderful, Greg Dykes. And so I do believe in, if I'm like super stiff in my shoulders and stuff, I'll have him do a little bit of adjustment on me. When I've had injuries, big believer in physical therapy. We also were connected with a physical therapist here at Iron Tribe. So I think just day to day, like a foam roller and a tennis ball, working those knots out, I need to do it more. We probably all do. I was thinking this morning I need a better stretching routine and not like hard yoga. I need just to do mobility every day. But yeah, I think rest is our biggest tool, because when I was younger, especially, would just work out and run, and I was insanity. And I think it was also the culture back then too, of like, rest when you die, and it's not a workout unless you're on the floor, you're thrown up after. And I think that culture has shifted some, which I'm glad.
Sure.
Because I had a lot of injuries, and I think it was because some of the coaching I had was probably not great. I mean, I love them all, but I think they were just doing with what they had. I think I even coached like that for a while, where I was just like, go, 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 go. And now it's still hard for me to take rest days. Like, my personality doesn't do well with it. But I definitely think rest is our biggest tool, and I think it should be taught to. Coaches need to be, it's just as important as the workout or the run, and I think coaches need to be talking about it a lot more.
That's good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also the mental state of rest is hard if you're someone who doesn't like it. So it's like learning to rest, just like you're learning to run or exercise. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Learning to rest.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some people need to learn to rest less. and go a little harder. There's a balance, right?
You're right. You're right. So obviously you're at a gym. Here we are. It's really cool, by the way. So if you live in the Tuscaloosa area, you should really come here.
Yeah,
Our
thank
job's
you.
really cool.
We love it here.
Do you have, as a runner, and then obviously when you were doing Spartan races, did you have a favorite cross training activity?
Yeah. So when I was younger and I was at home with the kids and I was not part of a gym, I just did all my mom strong workouts.
Okay.
So I wrote my own workouts. It was like I did what again, like this is where the mom strong thing was born, was I was trying to figure out what I could do with what I had. And so I tell people all the time, there's no excuse to not like equipment. You don't have to have equipment. Like you have equipment in your home. So I was like, people always used to quote me on this, but it was like I used things like laundry basket lunges. So I would have my laundry basket or my kid in a laundry basket, and I would do lunges across the house.
Get out of Dodge.
Yeah, so like funny things like that. I would just figure stuff out. And I can remember my mom when I was little with my little sister or brother, and she would be nursing them and doing calf raises while she was nursing. And I can remember being like, she'd be like, oh yeah, if you like hold your stomach tight. And it was just such funny things, but it was like stuff that you can do with your kids at home, or like putting a kid on my shins and doing a crunch and like kissing them on the forehead. Like all the fun things. So like I did all kinds of things like that when the kids were little at home. And then I think that when they were little, that was my cross training.
Sure.
We would put the kitchen chairs in the street of our neighborhood and like work on them and stuff. So it was like always little weird stuff like that. And then I did some reality TV and I had to train, like really train. So I joined some gyms, and CrossFit was like really big at the time. And so I started doing barbell stuff, which again, because I'm a little bit of a fitness addict, like I just loved the challenge. So yeah, I still do high intensity training with a lot more rest days because I'm 40. And I love a barbell. I love the intensity of a gym with a bunch of people in it in class. So yeah, cross training looked like that. I do spin classes now. I love them. At 315 in Tuscaloosa, which people never expect that of me. They're like, what? But I love them.
So I want to ask you this, because obviously you've come from quite a really cool, interesting background. It's something that we do talk about. And obviously being in the running world, having this side conversations about how important strength training is for runners. So from your perspective, how important is strength training for runners?
Yeah, I think over strength training is detrimental. Well, there's no science behind that. That's just me.
Sure.
I think when I started strength training a ton, when I was trying to run a ton, I had more injuries because I think there was no rest. I think I wasn't resting enough between my running and my strength training. I think I was trying to do too much all at once.
Okay.
So that's for me. I think if it's done correctly, it's very beneficial. I think I'm sure there's like tons of science behind it and programs written for people that are trying to do both. And I'll work with people in the gym, especially women that are like, hey, I want to do this marathon, or hey, I want to do this. How can I still do Iron Tribe? And so we talk about days to be in the gym, days to do their runs, their short runs, their long runs, and I'll work with them personally on how to make that work. And then also adding mobility and things like that into that. And then also, if you come into one of my classes at Iron Tribe and you say to me, hey, I have a long run tomorrow, or I just came in from a 5-mile run or whatever, and I'm like, oh, well, we have this movement today, that's not going to be great for you, then I'll give them something in place, a modification or a scale to supplement the running.
Sure.
So I think it just having the right coaching, having the right mindset of, hey, if I'm going to try to do it all, I have to be prepared for rest days. I have to be prepared to change some things. So yeah, I think strength training is really important, especially core training for women. I mean, for men too, but I'm going to speak on women. Core is really important. A lot of women have a lot of back problems, especially after having children. And for me, it came from having a weak core, not strengthening it before and after pregnancies. So I think I don't think it's like just sitting in the floor doing crunches. I think it's strength training in the gym with heavier weights is going to build your muscle up, build your joints up, keep everything strong. And you're going to, as you get older in age, those things aren't going to hurt as much.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Especially for women. People, they lose muscle mass, they lose bone density. And we know how to keep those things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get older, it's harder to keep muscle on. And so doing things to keep your muscle as you age is very important. And I'm not talking about heavy deadlifts and power cleans. I'm talking about moderately heavy weightlifting. And that's based off of your size and your ability, which, yeah, I think is very important. That's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
Because I believe in it.
Yeah.
And I've seen women into their 70s do incredible things because they didn't quit.
Yeah.
Or they started young and then kept going. I think it's really important.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to start running or wants to come into the gym?
So I think finding someone to help you with accountability is really important. It's really easy to say, to click this link about running or to click this link about this gym in town at night when you're feeling bad about yourself or I ate that food and I'm overweight and you're like, oh, I want to change. But it's one thing to do that on your own accord. And so I think telling somebody is really important. So tell somebody who also cares about your health or cares that you want to make a change or cares about a goal you've set.
Yeah.
Find those people and get them to hold you accountable. If you're a part of a running group in town, or maybe you're not, but you want to go, so going to that first one, making a friend, and then asking them, hey, like, the next one, will you meet me here? Because in that way, it's like you want to show up for somebody else. And like we talked about Tammy Denson at the beginning. She's incredible. That's how I first started running in Tuscaloosa. As I was like a young mom, and I wanted to find a little bit of an outlet where there were other people. And I went to a Wagner's running group, and Tammy greeted me first on and was so kind. And then I spent years chasing her at 5Ks. So yeah, I think it's finding accountability is really important. That's my best advice. If you come into a gym, you're going to pay for accountability. At least you should be. A good gym is going to hold you accountable. They're going to set goals with you, and they're going to hold you to them. They're going to ask you when you don't show up. They're going to care about your goals. You're going to have goals that are reachable, obtainable under a certain amount of time. They're measurable. So you don't just say to me like, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to say, okay, you want to lose 50 pounds? Okay, that's a good number. So let's set a goal for that, but let's take it to a smaller goal first so that you get excited about your goal. So good coaching, good accountability, I think, is the first step for trying something new. Because relying on yourself is real hard. Most people can't do that.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
We'll just go to the 6 a.m. class instead. And they'll be like, oh, no, we'll make it late.
Yeah.
It's so easy
Your
to.
feelings change your mind real quick.
Yeah.
Because feelings are going to overcome your about discipline. So having someone to guide you and kind of keep you with those bumpers for a while is really important to me. And I even as a coach, I have somebody who will ask me if I haven't worked out, do you work out today? So it's good. Yeah.
That's some really good wisdom. I like that. Do you have a saying or a mantra or something that you tell yourself when there are days where you're like, I don't want to work out or I don't want to hit the pavement, or let's say it's a really tough run and you just want to quit?
I can do all things through Christ. And I know I can. And so as I've gotten older and relied less on myself, it's really important to know, for me, to know who knows me, who knows that I can, who says I can. So believing that myself is really important for me. So as an athlete, a coach, a mom, all the things, I'm really, to me, I am those things, but those aren't who I am.
That's right.
I'm
Absolutely.
Jesus' daughter. And so for me, that's so now as I've gotten older, when I'm doing anything, I remind myself of that. I probably didn't when I was younger. When I was younger, I probably was prideful and I can do it.
I'm a Spartan girl.
Yeah. Well, I'm strong.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm still that. It just looks different now.
Absolutely.
And it's what I want for my girls. So I think that's
And the
my
purpose is
motto.
different.
Yeah, the purpose is different. Yeah. And now I want other women to know their identity is not their athletic ability or how much they weigh or even what their husband says about them or their parents. It's like, that's not their identity. I think women, it's just so easy to wrap yourself up in what other people think of you. In reality, it's only who one thinks of you.
Audience of one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Love that.
I used to say, I'm unattached to the opinions of others. And I used to tell myself that, but I didn't actually believe it because I was actually really attached to the opinions of others. It's like the likes on social media and all of that. I really think I got really wrapped up in that. And I just But it's still easy to do that. I mean, it's still social media and all that. And I still want people to think I'm strong and fast and pretty. And of course I want those things. But again, like, it's so easy to get wrapped up in the wrong things, especially when you're young.
Absolutely. Again, man, just dropping wisdom in here and at the gym. Do you have fitness or running goals now? Have they changed? Do they look different? Is there a race that you're like, I want to go back and do?
Yeah, there's one that I really want to do again, which right before you got here, I was actually thinking about that. I was like, maybe I should sign up for that. But then I'm like, I'm a little fearful. I think because I do feel like I always laugh and tell people I'm retired. So I am somewhat fearful of what that looks like now for me.
Okay.
Because even in the gym, these girls are running laps around me now. Like, they lift more than me. They're just they're young, and like some of them that are older than me, they're just like, they're better than me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think it took a long time for me to accept that. And so when I go think about going back to trail running or obstacle course racing or anything like that, I have to enter into it with a different mindset of what it used to look like. And like I said, I've had a ton of injuries, and I had major back surgery a few years ago. Wow. And so, and I feel great now. I don't say that's an excuse for me to not be able to do the same things. But it's also, am I willing to put the time and commitment in that I used to? Probably not. Do I want to? I think I like the idea of it, but do I actually want it enough to do it? I don't think so. And I also think that's okay.
Yeah.
So I think now it looks different for me is if I'm going to go do a race, I want to really enjoy it. I want it to be something that's like exciting for me as far as who am I doing it with? Who's going to be there? Where is it going to be? Like, so this one particular race I want to do is in Huntsville, Alabama. It's where my parents live. It's on Minnesota Mountain. My parents live on Minnesota Mountain. It's the Mountain Mist 50K. And I did it once, and I was young and fit, and my kids were at the end yelling for me. My dad was there. It's in my parents' backyard. Wow. Literally. And it's beautiful. You should do it.
I love how you're like, I'm on the fence about it. Come on, Allison, let's go do that.
See, I'm an encourager. That's the thing is I'm an encourager of everybody doing things.
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk myself into it because it's cold. I don't like to be cold anymore. And I would have to go into it knowing that it is going to be slow. I'm going to look around at the scenery a lot more. I'm not going to have my head down trying to win. So now it's more about enjoying it, completing it, and the people there with me doing it, and the snacks at the end.
Girl, yeah. I will say, trail runners, the eating is wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a picture of me at that race shoveling M&Ms into my face halfway through.
I love that so much.
And I'm like doing it really quickly because I was a good kid trying to win. But at the very end of that race, it's like straight up the mountain. It's very, very steep at the very end, and you think you're almost done, and then you're like, oh gosh. So it's like just that little bit last push at the end. And it's just stunning there. I love it. It's so pretty. And I've said for years, I had signed up for it, and then I ended up having my back surgery, so I didn't do it. So now there's a lottery or something crazy to get into it. It's not big. But also, I don't know if you've ever been to Montana and Huntsville. It's beautiful. I got married up there. It's a beautiful place.
See, there you go. I feel like all the signs are there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Because that is one I really feel like I would need to be training someone for. I don't think I should just go run that race.
The cool thing though is you have Oak Mountain that's not far from here. That would be
and even Lake Lurleen's like it's not the same, but it's still out in the trail. And really for me, all of those runs like that are just about being able to take that many steps.
Sure.
And so to be able to be out there for that long. I know my body can finish it. It's just gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And my pride will be hurt because I'll be 4 hours slower than I was the first time I did that.
It's okay. Listen, I'll be bringing up the rear. Okay, let me just say. What is your favorite length to run? Whether it's race day or a training run. Do you have a favorite length?
So in Spartan races, there's a sprint, a super, a beast, and an ultra beast. And so when my sweet spot was a super, that was for me athletically because the sprint was a little too short for me. My steps weren't quite there yet. It was too quick. So it was over so fast. So I feel like I didn't ever really warm up properly. Beast, I felt like I always hit a wall towards the end of, is this almost over? So the super was that middle ground. It was like your 8 to 10 miles.
Okay.
And so just enough obstacles, it felt like. Probably that's the one I was always the most successful in, placing wise. That's probably why I liked it, because it felt like that was right. So in the Spartan world, probably that. As far as I do not like a 5K. I do not like a 5K.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just don't.
Because you're just so fast. You're
No,
like, no, I'm done, guys.
all. Like,
Started, I'm done.
I used to be. Now I'm not at all. I'm really slow now. But no, I don't know why. I never liked that distance. I think just somewhere a little bit further than that.
Okay.
But it's either that or like crazy long. Like where I feel like I could camp out. Like I could take a nap and then get back up and run it again or something. I want to be out there for a long time. And that's even like in the gym. Like we have these workouts and sometimes they're like 8 minutes. And I'm like, that's too fast. But I want like a 40-minute workout. I feel like the longer you settle in, the more I'm just ready to be there. So, but no particular.
When you're not on the pavement, what fuels you the most? What are you passionate about?
Well, besides being a mama, which I think every woman would say if they have kids, I'll always be passionate about helping women. Whether that's talking to them about how to fuel their children, how to help with when they first had a baby and their baby won't latch on, and I can go and help somebody, a mama, like figure that out, you know. And I've talked about doing a parenting podcast for a long time, but haven't bit the bullet with it because that can get people are defensive about their kids. So yeah, like I think moms and women just in general, like and not just moms, but just women, like I said before, of remembering that all these things, these lies that you're telling yourself and the world's telling you, it's just, it's all noise. It's just noise in your head and what your body's capable of. When it's so exciting to see these women come into the gym and their just confidence is so shot from whatever reason, from childhood trauma to anything.
Yeah.
And then them never ever believe that they could do something that seems so far away, and then putting the tools in place for them to finally receive that they're able to do it, and then getting to see them succeed in it is like no other joy.
Oh,
It's really, really special.
yeah.
And I've seen a lot of women do a lot of really cool things, and just to be a part of it. And then they tell you later, oh, I never thought I could do that. You helped me, made me believe it. I'm like, no, girl, you had it the whole time. It's just you needed somebody to remind you. So that's pretty much, I think, what I'm the most passionate about.
Everybody needs a Coach Anna in their life.
No,
Absolutely. Make a pocket version of you.
that's not always like
I love Any final words of wisdom, my friend?
No, well, I don't know. I think, like I was just saying, it's like male or female, I think we're capable of way more than what we give ourselves credit for. I see my friends with their little kids, and these kids are just soaking so much up. They're just little sponges. And I think that somewhere along the line, as you age and you get hard into life, you forget that our bodies and our minds are really powerful, and we don't have to quit. We don't have to stop at a certain age or when you quit playing sports in school. So doing hard things makes you a better person. It aligns, when you change your habits and you align your goals with your day, it's going to bleed into everything in your life. And I think running and fitness just really go hand in hand with your daily life.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, people that are really successful in life, if you ask them, some of the most successful people in the world, whether you're talking about financially or just anything, most of them have some sort of early morning fitness routine, healthy eating habits. There's exceptions, clearly, but it's most of those people don't get that way by chance or luck. So I do think it starts with how you're raised. And I think parents have the opportunity to set their kids up for success. And I have a very strong opinion on people that are lazy parenting. And I have seen women come into my office crying about the way they feel about their body, and it always goes back to how they were eating as a child. And so I really feel strongly that if you are a parent, it is your responsibility to fuel your children properly, to get them out moving their bodies. And I think if you're not, you're doing yourself and them a disservice.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't have to look like broccoli and 5Ks. It can be lots of things. And moving your body can look very differently. It could be dance, it could be skating, I don't know, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my biggest, I can get on a big soapbox about that for a long time and offend a lot of people. But I don't want it to be that. I want it to be people feel empowered to make changes in their own lives.
I love that. I love how you've brought all of this together, of how you not only just your childhood, but also pouring into your kids, and a beautiful reminder that our children are watching us no matter what age.
Yeah.
As yours have gotten older, they've seen you change and become the different kind of athlete that you once were.
Yeah.
And what a testament to them of, wow, my mom is going, it just looks different.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got great kids. They've worked really hard. And I do think part of it is a little bit of luck that I had kids that wanted to be active and things like that. And they've gone through stages where they've back and forth. And I'm never forceful with them now about fitness. I want them to want to do it and things like that and make their own decision because I've planted that in them from the beginning. And they always come back around to it on their own. But I think that moving your body is like brushing your teeth. I think you should do some sort of movement every day. And I think it should be taught from a very young age. Like you teach your kid to read. It should be something that is part of their lives. And if not, their teeth are going to fall out. If not, they're going to get heart disease. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's going to be consequences for it. And I think that it's really important and it's lost on a lot of people. So.
Well, I thank you for sharing that and sharing your passion and sharing your story. And this was
you.
so much fun.
Yeah, it was great to meet you. Appreciate you having me.
I think we all need an Anna in our pockets. Absolutely incredible coach, incredible athlete, but most importantly, an incredible mom who's doing incredible things in the community. And Anna, you are absolutely phenomenal. I thank you so much again for taking time out of your day and to share your story, for sharing your heart and your mission to make sure that kids are fed properly and they're moving. It's just incredible. So thank you for your passion and your heart and your story. You are just amazing. And again, shout out to you for what you did at Turkey Trot. It was such an amazing job. You did an outstanding job, my friend. So incredibly proud of you. Again, special shout out to Wagner's Run Walk and Wagner's Team Sports. They always go above and beyond when we're in Tuscaloosa, and they give so much to the community, and they believe in Runner's Story. And so we're very, very appreciative of them. And again, to our podcast partner for this month, Fighting with Hope. Guys, again, I cannot stress enough, if you are someone you know is battling cancer, please go to fightingwithhope.com. Get that box ordered. If you want to support a box, sponsor a box, whatever it is, your run club get together, doing it as a gift, whatever it may be, definitely get out there and do that with Fighting with Hope. I know that they would absolutely appreciate that. These boxes, it does cost money, and so it's because of the community coming together and saying, hey, we want to support a box, that they do that. So fightingwithhope.com, and give hope to those that need it the most. As always, Greg Gilliard from Gilliard Tech Services, thank you for all that you do for this running community, for this podcast. I'm incredibly grateful for you. Guys, if you're looking to build a website or looking to get your name out there, or you just have no idea where to start, sit down with Greg Gilliard from Gilliard Tech Services, and he can help your vision come to life. And he can really do things that you're like, I didn't even know was possible. He does an outstanding job. He loves building websites. He loves helping small businesses get their name out there, nonprofits, whatever it is. Definitely check them out. That is Gilliard Tech Services. You can find him on Run Your Story website. You can also find out more information at Gilliard Tech Services as well. And thank you to our Patreon family members. We love you guys. We thank you so much for who you are. We thank you for pouring into the community and making this possible. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing it every week, but I never get tired of saying it, that we would not be where we are if it wasn't for this community coming alongside us and saying we want to help carry this financial burden. And so thank you for that. Thank you for stepping up and helping carry that burden. We truly appreciate you and are grateful for you. Guys, make sure that you like, share, comment this story. It's absolutely incredible. Anna does such an extraordinary job in the community. And if you don't know her, the next time you're in Tuscaloosa, stop by Iron Tribe, stop by Wagner's, ask about her. She's phenomenal. And also check out the Run Your Story swag store. Guys, if you're also looking for Christmas gifts, you should probably check that out because it's pretty amazing. Or if you just want something for yourself, definitely go check it out. All right, guys, until next time, go run your story because every story needs to be heard.